Hi there and welcome. My name's Gail Porter and you're watching Careers TV, our televisual and online peek into the sometimes confusing 21st century job market. In today's episode, we hope to get your creative juices flowing with a look at the careers in the creative industries. Now, before you forge any stereotypes about media courses and the apparent abundance of media students about town, take note that the creative industries are a significant contributor to the UK economy, accounting to 7.3% of gross value added in 2005, excluding arts and crafts, and growing significantly faster than the economy as a whole. So there, lovies. In the third quarter of 2006, creative employment in the UK totalled a whopping 1.9 million jobs. That's more than 6% of the UK's total workforce, comprising just over 1.1 million jobs in the creative industries and almost 800,000 further creative jobs in extraneous businesses. Indeed, media students, often stereotyped as studying Mickey Mouse degrees, are amongst the most employable of all graduates, according to a What Do Graduates Do survey of over 200,000 ex-students. Three sectors within the creative industries showing above average growth in particular were software, computer games and electronic publishing. And if you take note that Guitar Hero has now sold over $1 billion worth of copies worldwide, and with the public buzzing over Facebook, MySpace and BBC iPlayer, it's easy to see why. There is no doubt that as Britain moves further from its manufacturing roots and increasingly towards the services sector, which comprises of 76% of the British economy, these figures will continue to rise. Now, to avoid confusion as to just what is and what isn't a creative industry, according to the Department for Culture, media and sport creative industries are defined as those which have their origin in individual creativity, skill and talent, and which have a potential for wealth and job creation through the generation and exploitation of intellectual property. Got that? No. Me neither. In layman's terms, it means advertising, architecture, the arts and antiques markets, crafts, design, designer fashion, film and video, interactive leisure software, music, the performing arts, publishing, software and computer services, television and radio. Whether you're looking to do a creative media course or looking for a job in the field, we hope to give you some help as to which of the myriad of courses out there are worth doing, as well as looking at some companies that might pique your interest. We'll be talking to media professionals, graduates and students, as well as new recruits to help you best decide how to get a foot in the door. To give you some background, the UK has a long tradition of leadership in arts and design and is continuously inspired by new ways of thinking. A unique spirit of innovation and creative energy gives the UK a real edge, and there is a constant appetite to challenge, invent, question and create. In order to maintain these high levels, there are a number of organisations set up to ensure these high standards continue. This is good news not just for the UK business, but also for those looking to break into the creative industries. One of the main industry bodies presiding over the creative industries is Skillset, the Sector Skills Council for Creative Media. It supports and promotes skills and training for peoples and businesses, as well as providing resources and information on all the different jobs out there for those just starting out in their careers.
Skillset's a Sector Skills Council, and that means we work on behalf of the industry. We're set up by the creative media industries to make sure that the industry's got the right people in place at the right time with the right skills, and we do everything we can with the industry and with government and education and training providers to make sure that's the case. So we're here to make sure that the creative industries have the people with the creative skills necessary for survival. Well, the creative industries offer such a lot to people who work within it. I mean, it's a very exciting, dynamic range of industries that requires a huge range of skills and all sorts of different people. I mean, overall, the creative industries employ about 500,000 people, and they're very different, the sub-industries: television, film, interactive media, computer games, publishing and so on. They are different industries and they operate differently. But across the board, what they have in common is a reliance on freelancers. Sometimes as many as 90% of the workforce, such as film, are freelancers. So although there tends not to be a shortage of people who want to get in to work within the industries, because they're perceived to be very glamorous, exciting industries to work in, people don't necessarily come with the right skills. and they need to come with those skills because they're not going to be working for an employer who can do lots of in-company training. They're going to need to be able to sell their skills pretty quickly on the freelance market. So one of the things that Skillset's been doing, particularly in TV and film, is creating opportunities for people to get the kind of work experience or on-the-job training to enable them to work as freelancers with the skills they need in the industry, and to set up ways of giving bursaries and training to people once they've just got that important first job where they need to develop their skills afterwards.
Now, if you're looking for some advice on how to go about finding the right course for you, here are some pointers to guide you in the right direction.
There are many courses on offer now, thousands of courses literally on offer for people who want to get into the creative media industries. And our job has been to work with the industry to identify what makes a really good course in computer games or animation or media or film, and then get that information out to the various colleges and universities. And then we approve those courses. We send teams of people from the industry into those courses, checking out facilities, talking to students, talking to teachers, and looking at where they want to go. And the best of the courses that meet the industry criteria, we kite mark. So they become approved courses in particular subjects or academies.
Before going to university, I did an art foundation course in Leeds. And that was really great because it got you kind of involved in lots of different aspects of art and design. And then following that, I decided to study interior design at Glasgow School of Art. After doing that and graduated kind of 3 years later, I worked in Glasgow for a bit in a small design company. Then moved to London and worked at another company for about 2 years before moving to the one-off.
I studied graphic design at university. Before that, obviously left school, did a foundation year in art, where you kind of have to specialise a bit more and you get to pick and choose. Chose graphic design out of that, went on to study at university for 3 years, then left and did a series of placements before getting a job here.
I think the design industry has a lot of different variety. You can work in packaging, you can work in advertising, you can work in point of sale, direct mail, you can work in integrated, you can do below the line, above the line. You can do so much different stuff. So it's a great industry to get into. I think advice I'd give would be that you really need to make a selection, make sure the course is what you want to do, and you're choosing a university course that which type of course is going to be. Is it directed towards advertising? Is it directed towards packaging? Is it more of an overall course? So you really need to look into that.
At Ravensbourne we have a sort of fairly diverse body of courses. It splits broadly across 3 or 4 areas. We have a bundle of fashion courses, we've got some architecture courses, then we've got a plethora of design courses, and then we have broadcasting.
I think the course is so interesting because it's so diverse. You don't just do what you might do in a standard engineering, you do the contextual studies as well, digital electronics, analog electronics, you look across a whole spectrum of things, and you do operations as well. It sort of puts into practice what you're learning so you can see where it's used.
I went to different colleges to actually see what was me working in the industry already. When I decided to go to college, I wanted to see what other colleges and universities do. So I visited a couple of them, and this was actually my 3rd one. I just came for an open day, and I was quite surprised what kit they had and what they do here. And that it was instant for me that, I think this place would be good for me, and because they got all the kit, all industry standard equipment, and we get a chance to play around with kit, what people in the actual industry are dealing with, which is quite great.